Change, I'm doing a video on America. This is Neil from, the new name of my channel is Neil's Han Dynasty, because my name is Neil Han. Jack from Nobody's Special Finance gave me that inspiration, so I ran with it. Anyhow, the good news is, look at this. Woo, boy, it's dry out there. I'm going to get to the report, and at the end of the report, I'll give you all the good news.
Definitely not good, and I've been looking around up here in the mountains, especially where the Colorado River originates at the headwater up in the Rocky Mountains up in here, and I've found some reservoirs that are a chain of reservoirs that all lead down to Lake Mead, and Lake Mead's.
This is very, very interesting because no one really considers how the Colorado River got its start, what it is, and where all the water comes from. This is very, very good at explaining that and why it's not there.
Success depends on these reservoirs, and this is one of them you're looking at right now that's up in the Rocky Mountains. This is Windy Gap Reservoir, and the Colorado River runs right through here. And you can see a bathtub ring over here on the base of this building. Look at that, how low that water is. That's probably down for this reservoir, I don't know, 6-7 feet, just taking a guess. But you can see the ground in here. It is very low on water, and I'll show you where we're at here. This is a reservoir in the middle of the Colorado River. This is up about 7,000 feet in the Rocky Mountains, and right here's the little reservoir. It's called Windy Gap Reservoir right there, and here's the Colorado River. Runs right through there, and you can see for yourself it's almost completely dry. And then the Colorado River comes out over here on the west side, comes down through Hot Sulphur Springs, then it just runs down to the next largest reservoir, which is the second largest reservoir in the United States, which is Lake Powell. Lake Powell itself is very, very low, and Lake Mead's success is entirely dependent upon Lake Powell. Lake Powell feeds Lake Mead. So when Lake Mead opens up the gates and lets out a lot of water, it's basically the water that's in between Lake Mead and Lake Powell. Lake Powell can only release so much water per day because the reservoirs up north of them are very low as well. Lake Powell's success depends on how well Lake Granby does. And Lake Granby is right up here, and it's where the Colorado River starts. In fact, the Colorado River starts over here. The headwater starts up here in the mountains, comes down into what's called Shadow Mountain Lake. It starts right here. In fact, if you want to know where it officially starts, it's right here. It goes into Shadow Mountain Lake, and
there
then
it
runs over into Lake Granby. Lake Granby is also very low, much like that of Lake Powell and Lake Mead. And we're going to take a look at an area up here in the Lake Granby area. In fact, we'll go right over here. You can see some boats and some boat docks, and we'll see what it looks like at Lake Granby, kind of where it all starts. And you can see it's pretty low. Not quite as low as Lake Mead and Lake Powell, but nevertheless, this water should be way up in here, and it's considerably low. Not as low as Lake Mead. And again, Lake Mead's success depends on how well these do up here, because Lake Mead is basically the last in line. It's down here at the bottom of the river, and the river starts up here in the Rocky Mountains. I've received photos from Sherry out of Estes Park, Colorado, and this was what the snowpack looked like on May 30th of 2022. Estes Park is right up here in the area where the Colorado River starts. It's right up here in the Rocky Mountains. In fact, I'll take you guys to Estes Park right.
I'm a big kid now. My collects lilies.
Hey, nice commercial. Sorry, guys.
Super.
Now, here we go.
Sorry about
just
that.
Over on the eastern side of the Rockies. Here's Estes Park, and over here is Lake Granby. As the crow flies, right there. There's how far apart they are. And the snowpack is right up here. And the snowpack melts and runs down through the valleys into the various reservoirs and lakes up in the Rocky Mountains. And that's where the water comes from for Lake Mead, Lake Powell. They originate right up in here. But as you can see, the reservoirs up here in the mountains, for the most part, they are struggling as well. So don't look for Lake Mead to improve until these up here improve. It just simply can't. It's not physically possible because the water is not there right now. So we're just...
Anyhow, enough of the bad news. Now for the good news. I told you all I'd have you some good news at the end of this. Within a couple of years in Nevada... Whoa, shit. Damn, sorry about that, people. Anyhow, the good news is in Nevada, New Mexico, and Arizona, land and housing is going to be cheaper than fuck because you ain't got no water.